A speech in front of children that don't yet understand. In other words, hypnotism. A motivational speaker is someone who is willing to see himself in the eyes of others. The only motivation he inspires is a desire to move as far away from him as possible. It's the body language that lets me know. I can feel the way you sit rigid with your hands upon your knees. You're not bored. There's no whispering that fills the darkness. No laughter or the sound of shuffling legs trying to wake up. You are embarrassed, and you cringe from me the only way you can with your legs crossed beneath you on a gymnasium floor. Having an imagination and being well lit are the same things. A spotlight is no good if it shudders and it shakes. Its purpose is not fulfilled if it lags behind my movements a second or two too late. Because worse than unconscious pity is the air that rushes past me when an entire auditorium inhales with the hope that my disappearance from their view has signaled their release. It's no good to step back into light when the eyes that watch don't want to see. I used to be a clown, when I was younger. I did birthday parties and church functions, the occasional Friday at office buildings. Small attempts at boosting withering morale. I moonlighted as a balloon twister at Chevy's every other week, and I laughed along with the children when I ran rubber over their heads and made their fine hairs stand on end. Still, I was young then and dissatisfied. I'd been idealistic all my life. I had aspirations to travel and to write. I used to make things with my hands. It was my hands that led me to balloons, attracted to their resistance and their malleability. One thing I've never been able to do is to tell a story without wandering too far. Once, when I was even younger, it was someone's birthday. They decorated a hall with streamers and with cake. The napkins matched the window treatments, and in the corner stood a helium tank, an old one, with chipped paint and sticky squares of peeling tape. It was just as tall as I was then, so I stood on tiptoe and closed my mouth over the valve. I bit hard and dropped my heels back on the ground, pulling the nozzle down with me. I breathed in the helium through my mouth and exhaled it through my nose, reversing a technique I'd learned through playing flute. I felt so heavy. I stumbled out of doors, and finding myself on a lawn, I spun around with arms outstretched until my back found the ground. I lay staring up into the sky. It was blue and cloudless, and it offered nothing I could focus on, so I grabbed fistfuls of brittle grass that wouldn't give, and I screamed until the helium left me, my voice shrill and small and lost. I don't dance, and I was never good at ventriloquism. I stand on stage, and I speak to you. I have nothing in the way of gimmicks. There are no comedy routines or threats of audience participation. For 45 minutes, it's me and the stage and the spotlight and you, and I'm speaking. For 45 minutes, I walk head down with one foot in front of the other. It's a good thing microphones exist. How else could my words be heard, the ones I let fall to the ground? I heap praise upon the shoddy PA systems of middle schools. Because the sound of feedback is music, if you let it go on long enough. If you can touch that knot of bone at the top of your spine with the rounded crest of your skull, you can stand the shrillness, wait for it to pass. Because then comes a deeper noise, one that resonates even within itself, and you feel the skin of your arms vibrating, separating delicately from your musculature, until suddenly it's over, and you're standing in something that once meant you, but doesn't anymore. Or sitting, really, you would be, with your legs crossed beneath you and your hands on your knees. The difference is there, but it's harder to tell in the dark when your attention is abstracted. You feel something, yes, but it won't be until you stand up and stretch your arms above your head that you recognize that difference. Your fingertips can't touch anything anymore. And you'll file outside with the rest of your class, and you won't blink in the sunlight, but your eyes will sting as your pupils contract. It all makes you dizzy, so you'll fall to the ground, and it feels like the most graceful movement that you've ever made. Your back will find the grass before your head does, and that knot of bone at the top of your spine will find it first of all. Your outstretched arms will follow. But above you there is nothing. No spotlight and no darkness to illustrate the difference. There is only sky, and you've never seen it before. You are so heavy, but you are afraid. So you grab the grass in fistfuls and you scream. The noise that escapes is a high-frequency wail, and it will knit you back together. This is what I've been trying to tell you.